Okay, let me ask you a question. When's the last time you seriously pushed yourself in the gym? Now, I'm not talking about doing a few bicep curls, not really getting close to failure and then leaving. I'm talking about heavy compound lifts with programmed sets and reps with good form. For the vast majority of the people watching this video, it's either been weeks or months since you last seriously worked out, or you've never really lifted weights before. And chances are, if you're watching my channel, you're probably a computer science major. Building muscle, lifting weight, and becoming truly proud of your physique has never been more important than now, especially for CS majors. And you are not pushing yourself enough. In this video, I'm gonna explain why. First of all, whenever I talk to people about the myriad of benefits that comes from heavy, consistent weightlifting, at least 50% of people will give me responses like, did you know that bodybuilders, they're actually not that healthy? So I'm just gonna stay skinny fat and weak and lazy because I'm proud of my body. Woohoo, yeah, let's go. If you've already started to have some of those thoughts, you need to seriously look inward and confront why you're opposed to building a good physique. All of those excuses are complete cope. People who respond like that are just lazy and unmotivated, and they justify it by claiming that they don't want to be fit and healthy, and that trying to build a better body is just superficial.
Life's too short to exercise. I'm just gonna be honest. There's so many better things to do than exercise.
Okay, with that out of the way, the biggest and most important reason why you need to start lifting weights right now is because it will skyrocket your confidence. Before I found the gym, I swear to God, I used to be a lazy piece of shit. In high school, I would wake up late, be late for class, walk into school wearing baggy clothes because I was super insecure about my belly fat and my physique. I'd barely pay attention during the day, come home, lay on the couch, eat 20 samosas and watch Minecraft videos on YouTube. The gym changed all of that. First of all, lifting weights drastically increases your testosterone, which leads to a whole host of benefits. Literally right after lifting weights for only 30 minutes, most people experience boosts of testosterone of up to 20%. You might be thinking, oh, what's the point of having high testosterone? Well, let me ask you, have you ever woken up in the morning fully refreshed? You throw yourself out of bed ready to tackle the day, and when you work on assignments and projects, you are so completely and utterly focused, you're so motivated, it's hard to stop working. That's what it feels like when you work out, get good sleep, and clean up your diet, all of which boosts your testosterone. Basically, higher naturally produced testosterone just makes every other aspect of your life way more vibrant, and most people are not talking about this. Another aspect of confidence that weightlifting drastically increases is the way that you perceive your own body. Most people are insecure about their body. Let me repeat that. If you truly ask people and they're being fully honest, especially in or before high school, it's really uncommon to find someone that's completely confident about their body and comfortable in their own skin. And the people who are actually confident, those are the athletes, the tennis players, the basketball players, those people who have sculpted a physique and are very physically fit. Those are the ones who are actually confident. That level of freedom only comes when you put on a good amount of muscle and then look at yourself in the mirror with pride from how hard you worked. Let me tell you, for years, I was insecure about my physique. This year is the first year of my entire life that I've ever gone shirtless in public or around other people. You might think this is crazy, but not even my family, not even my brother had seen me shirtless until recently. When swimming in a pool or on the beach, I would wear one of those weird like swimming shirts to cover up. I'd also do the thing where as soon as you get out of the water, you pull your swimming shirt forward so it doesn't expose your belly and your gyno to other people. And this wasn't only when I was like 12. I'd been doing this since I was 18, 19. It was really bad. See, the mainstream media will tell you that, oh, you need to accept yourself and be comfortable with your bad habits and a body that you haven't put work in and you've not seen any results. Like you could have told my younger self, oh, just be confident with who you are, you're beautiful. But even if I said it to myself, I would not have truly believed it. I could have repeated 100 times shirtless in the mirror, I'm happy the way I am. But in your soul, you can't really lie to yourself. Deep down, you know that you didn't put in the work, and you will never be satisfied until you do and you start to see progress. Now I'm way more comfortable in my own skin, and it's not because I repeated to myself 100 times that I'm awesome. It's because I put in the work, years went by, I made some progress, and then I felt good about myself. I'll repeat that. Confidence follows competence. You have to genuinely know that in your soul, you are good at something. And then and only then you will be confident about it. If you ask my friends now, I'm literally one of the most open, forward, and confident people they know. And a lot of that is because I started working out right as I graduated high school. Think about who the most confident and competitive people are. I'll give you an example. Michael Jordan. Man was insane, and it's because he is the GOAT. No one is better than him, and everyone knows it. He was competent, and that gave him confidence. I guarantee you Michael Jordan did not do affirmations in the mirror. Another reason why you as a computer science major need to start working out now is because no one in our industry is doing it. So it makes even more of a difference. Most people in tech are small as No one is muscular, so you really stand out. If you're a business major and you're in a frat with 20 white dudes, fine, lifting is a given there. Literally every guy in the frat is going to be huge. So if you do gain a ton of muscle, it's not really going to stand out. During my Amazon internship, there was one Brazilian dude, shout out to Felipe. He was a legend and he was absolutely massive. This dude had a 300-pound bench, 400-pound squat, and he just had this aura of respect around him. This guy was an intern, but as soon as he met my team in person, everyone just took him seriously. Even my manager, she was like a little bit intimidated by how built he was, in a good way. Nobody gave him any shit. See, as CS majors, we have a curse, and that curse is the curse of nerdiness. So many people in tech tend to identify with being weird and nerdy, and this was a massive trend for the past few decades. Just look at TV shows and movies. No one paints the most intelligent dude as also super attractive and muscular. Like, look at Sheldon from The Big Bang Theory. In the show, he's supposed to be smarter than Elon fucking Musk, but he's weirdly skinny fat. Like, his mannerisms are so odd, and he's just a weird one in the room. The media has pushed this image onto us that smart people are not athletic and not physically fit. And the worst thing is that we bought into it and we identified with it. I remember back in high school, I used to try to get away with the least amount of work possible in gym class. Instead of lifting weights with the football team or playing basketball with the cool kids, I'd elect to slowly walk around the track. Why not associate? Why not socialize with the popular people who were all either seriously working out or playing sports? It was a crime, but because I identified with being the nerdy, unathletic kid, I thought it was normal and expected to not push myself. Bro, honestly, this mindset is so common still. You can just look around campus and tell who the CS majors are. They're the guys who walk around like this with the heavy backpack on their back, shoulders rounded forward, looking down because they can't even look people in the eye and smile at them. They're smelly. They probably have an unshaven neck too. It's really bad. Their hair is all messy. It's probably long and curly in the back, and they're probably out of shape too. When you start working out and put on a good amount of muscle, literally the way you walk changes massively. If you look at big guys in the gym, they walk around with perfect bench press form, with their shoulder blades back and their chest out. This is kind of a meme, but it's how you should walk around in real life. We as coders need to embrace what I call the programmer mindset. It's kind of like the warrior philosopher. Luckily, this is changing now, but in the past, we always associated being weak and nerdy with success. Look at how Zuckerberg, Bezos, Elon, how they used to look. And 10 years ago, we would see that and be like, oh, this is normal. We should be a little bit skinny fat, a little bit ugly, and that would lead to success. But look at those tech billionaires now. They're all getting huge. Bezos is totally roided up. And even Zuckerberg is doing MMA, he's surfing, he's working out. And I guarantee if you ask all of these ultra successful people now, they'll tell you that they all wish that they started lifting earlier. The next phase of ultra successful people, they're not just gonna be nerdy and rich, and you will see this coming in the next few years. They're all going to be super confident, athletic, muscular, sociable, attractive. The stereotype of the weird antisocial CS major is over. Now is the time of the programmer mindset. One great example of this is Cliff Weitzman. In my mind, he's kind of like the ideal modern man. This guy's the founder of Speechify, a super successful startup, and he's extremely wealthy, but he's also attractive, muscular, and social. This is the new ideal, and most people are not realizing this. Working on your physique, your strength gains in the gym, that is as important as improving your software engineering skills and leak code. You need to stop looking up to Sheldon and instead aspire to be like Cliff Weitzman. Another reason why computer science majors specifically need to focus on weightlifting is because we have a shit lifestyle naturally. Like, the average CS major will spend dozens of hours per week hunched like this coding over their laptop. This is terrible for your long-term health. First of all, sitting for long periods of time is really bad for you. There was a study that showed that people who sit for 8 hours a day without any kind of physical exercise have the same risk of death as smokers and obese people. Like, you could look normal, not be obese, not be a smoker, but if you do what the average software engineer does, code for 8 hours a day, you have the same risk of dying. It's really bad. But even beyond the mortality of sitting, our laptop lifestyle causes a ton of upper back and neck issues. First of all, let's be honest. Most students don't have a good monitor or setup. They end up working on their laptop the majority of the time. So over time, the muscles that round your shoulders forward tend to become overactive compared to the upper back muscles that pull your posture backward. Those end up weakening and atrophying over time. This leads to nerd neck, back pain, and over time can increase your risk of injury. And the only way to fix this is to strength train to lift weights, and specifically in your upper back through a dedicated good program. So hopefully by now, if you're a computer science major, you're convinced that you need to start hitting the gym. But a lot of people, especially in the beginning, tend to get their workout routines wrong. Here's what you need to do. First of all, you need to bulk. I don't care if you're skinny, fat, even obese, you have to bulk first. A lot of people I know, especially women, but some guys too, have this huge fear of becoming fat. Most people's first foray in the gym is hopping on the treadmill with the goal of losing that small amount of belly fat that they barely have. This was me. A lot of people I know genuinely think they're fat when they're absolutely not. Look at this picture of me in high school. I genuinely thought I was near obesity or at least overweight. So if you think you're fat, obviously the next step is to cut, right? Wrong. The worst mistake you can do to fuck up your progress in the beginning is to cut and get into a calorie deficit. If you can't at least bench your body weight, you should not be cutting. First of all, people who initially start lifting, probably you, tend to have almost zero muscle, which means that your metabolism is really slow. You're probably burning maybe 1800 calories per day if your lifestyle is sedentary. And to cut, you'd have to get in a calorie deficit, which means cutting off 200 to 300 calories per day. And God forbid if you did that, first of all, you'd feel like shit. And then your body will ratchet down your daily caloric expenditure because it thinks you're starving, and you'll have to develop some kind of anorexia to actually meet your goal. And then, even then, if you actually achieved your goal of cutting what little fat you had in the beginning, you would look like this. You would look worse than you did before because you had no muscle anyway, you just look skinny. So, for the love of God, please start bulking, at least for the first few years. I made this mistake, so many people I know made this mistake, and it slowed down our progress. Now, by bulking, I mean lean bulking, not eating 10 Big Macs and a milkshake. I mean increasing your daily calories by 200 to 300 above maintenance. The best way to do this is to add one extra meal to whatever you're already doing, and make sure the meal is protein heavy. So if you don't eat breakfast, just add 2 pieces of toast and 3 scrambled eggs. Just do that every day. If you keep everything else the same, you will start to bulk. And if you do this properly while on a good workout routine, let me tell you, you will feel amazing. Your body will have all the nutrients it needs to thrive and build muscle. This is a picture of my younger brother Adil before he started to lift. He was super skinny, but because he spent a few years in a proper lean bulk, this is what he looked like afterwards. He made a ton of progress, and that was all because he embraced the bulk. For your workout routine, I'd recommend a 3 times per week full body split. I'll link some videos down below that will give you more information on specifically what exercises to do and how to structure your routine. Thank you guys for watching. Follow my Twitter, and I will see you in the next video.